Today, I'm going to go over taking care of your aura and your energy field and talking to you a little bit about what that is and what that means. Hi, I'm Jillian, energy intuitive and dabbler in all things woo. And I am here to help you learn how to take spiritual and energetic principles and apply them in your life in a practical and grounded, down to earth sort of way. So come on. So you probably have heard about the aura. You might not know very much about it. You may have even heard a little bit about chakras. But all that said, those are part of your body, and what are you supposed to do about it? By taking care of your energy field, you're able to provide a bit of balance in your mood and in your mental state. Additionally, as you take care of all your chakras, and we'll go over what those are, you can also see a lot of change and positive activity in your life. When your chakras are out of balance, the corresponding areas of your life and your body can get out of balance. So that's why it's important to do a little energy shower, if you will, on a regular basis to make sure that not only your physical body, but your energetic or spiritual body is also clean and healthy and functioning properly. You can give yourself a little energetic tune up without having to go to an energy practitioner or feel like you're taking off to another planet. So in this video, we're going to go over each of your chakras, what they are, where they are, and how they affect your life, the different areas of your life and your body that they correspond to. We're going to help you shake off the energy that you may have collected from other people, from your own mind, from just general life. We'll get that cleared out. Together, we'll also tap into the power of your energy and transform that stress into healing and help you feel more authentically yourself. So, this practice is something that I've built through all the variety of energy healing modalities that I've learned over the last 11 years, from Reiki to Barbara Brennan healing to other things that don't really have a name, and also listening to my own intuition and through many energy healings that I've given my clients. And so this is what I have learned through all of those years and what I find really helps me in my life. So what is your aura and why does it need to be taken care of? Why do you have to shower? Why doesn't it just self-maintain? So I like to think of it as your physical body is sort of the more solid matter, and your energy body is the wavelengths of your energy. So your emotions and your thoughts are in there, but so are also physical things going on in your body. It connects up to your physical body through the chakras, which are these energy centers located throughout various spots, which we'll cover. And then the energy body takes an energy and it feeds your physical body through these energy centers. So, why do you need to take care of your energy body? Why do you have to clean it? Well, you can pollute your energy body through your negative thinking, through your negative beliefs, and also through other people that are in your life that are throwing their negative thoughts and energies at you as well. I know it can seem a little odd to think about thoughts being in your energy, other people's thoughts being in your energy, but it's true. Thoughts are vibrations. They don't just stay within the solid matter of our head; they go out into the world. Scary thought, I know. But that's why it's good to go through your energy body and clean it up and make sure that it's spanking new. Sometimes you might feel weird or stressed or uncomfortable because you've got somebody else's energy in your space. So it's important to get those people out of there. But also, as I mentioned, sometimes your own stuff, you know, can really, if you worry a lot and you're creating a little bit of a storm in your head, that can show up in your energy body as well. So it's good to clean it out and feel fresh and new. And so when you do clean it out, you can feel calmer, you feel more peaceful. And then also that negative stuff doesn't start to come into the physical body. Think about people that have heart issues, right? Maybe they don't feel loved or they don't feel that they can love folks as much as they would like to. That can eventually over time go into your physical body and manifest in actual heart issues, heart disease, etc. So I'm a big fan of cleaning things up while they're in your energy field before they manifest in the physical. Much easier, much quicker, much cleaner, and we're all a bit happier. And that's free. So let's go forward with that, shall we? So, besides dealing with the negative side of things, your thoughts, other people's thoughts, blah, 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 whatever's going on in the world that might be coming your way, it's also really great to start focusing on the positive side of energy as well and start using the energy that is all around us and within us to really create change in our physical body and create change in the world around us and open up and be happier and more vibrant and be able to spread that energy out too. As much as you can infect other people with negative thoughts, you can also infect them with positive thoughts and positive energy. So the more that we all can do that, start infecting each other with positive energy, the better the world is going to be. So let's do it, okay? I'm going to talk you through this so you can play along with me. You can either watch or you can do it as we go. Um, I like to do it seated. That said, you can do it lying down, you can do it standing, it doesn't matter. For me, it just feels the most comfortable seated. I am going to go into standing mode though, so that you can see where each chakra is in the body. So, one moment. Okay, so whether you're seated or standing, the first thing that we're going to do is ground. And in fact, if you don't do the rest of this, and the only thing that you do is ground, you're going to be way ahead of the game. This alone is a game changer, particularly if you feel anxiety or a lot of insecurity. And we're going to go into why that is. So, to ground, you're going to imagine, you're going to think right from your hips, okay? And you're going to imagine something going from your hips all the way down to the center of the earth. Now, what does that something mean? You have multiple choice. This is choose your own adventure. You can imagine that there is a tube going all the way down. Sometimes I like to think about those vacuum tubes, those old tubes at the bank when it would you'd put that little canister into the tube and it'd just get sucked away. Sometimes I like to think about it that way. So it's kind of sucking away any negative energy. That might not work for you. Other ideas are tree trunk roots. A lot of people really like that imagery. Like imagining a tree trunk is going all the way down into the center of the earth and the roots are wrapping around the core of the earth. Water is also another idea. If you're a little bit more aligned with water elements, you can imagine like a waterfall coming out of your hips all the way down. Beam of light is also an option. So play around, try different ones out and see how comfortable they feel. Some are going to align with you more than others. But as you do it, really visualize and imagine the center of the earth kind of as a magnet. And that's actually one of the things that I like to imagine as well, is that there's kind of this magnet that's pulling the grounding down and wrapping around the core of the earth. You can even imagine like you've got a string, right, or a rope, a big rope around here, and it's grounding you all the way down to the center of the earth and wrapping around the core. This allows you to feel just so much more centered. Even as we're doing this right now, like I just feel more grounded and more stable. There's actually a great exercise if you want to try with your friends. Go ahead and just have you stand, right, looking at each other and push one another. Don't get too violent, but you can push one another and you'll see the person will sway a little bit. And then go ahead and do this grounding exercise and push, and you'll see you just don't move as much. You just are a lot more stable and more grounded. This, I think, in our modern world, we tend to kind of want to ball up a little bit as we get nervous and afraid. This is a way that really kind of connects us back to our physical body and to the earth, who is here to support us, right? We are a part of the earth, and this really helps us, rebuild that connection on a regular basis. So if I'm ever feeling nervous, that's the first thing I do is I go to grounding. Then what I'd like to do is just imagine all that gunk that's in my energy field. I don't even have to name it. I don't even have to know it. I just imagine it's going down the tube, the roots, the waterfall, the beam of light, the rope, whatever your imagery is, just goes down to the earth. And the great thing about all of that energy going down to the earth is that the earth can use it and transform it. So you don't have to worry that you are giving negative energy to the earth. It's kind of like going to the bathroom. That's not so lovely and pleasant, but yet it's actually can be fertilized and be transformed into growth. So that's sort of the concept that we're going with, and certainly the intention that we're setting is that this gets transformed into something beautiful that can help the world grow. For those of you that have problems with visualization, it's okay. You don't have to literally see it. It helps, right? It helps the mind to kind of help direct that. But even if you simply intend it, that's fine. You don't need to worry or stress about this. However, you do it, it's the right way to do it. So just have fun, relax, and go with it. As a bonus, what I like to do is then bring up Mother Earth energy through my legs to help nourish my body. And so, particularly if I'm sitting down, I will imagine it coming up my legs and then dropping from my hips back down the grounding cord. It's a little different when you're standing, right? Because you're standing in the grounding cord. But nonetheless, you can go ahead and play with that. Just imagine this a little bit more cyclical as you bring in energy. You can also ask Mother Earth to help, to say, hey, Mother Earth, I need help grounding. Can you help ground me? And you can feel her kind of come up and help you feel that sense of connection to the earth. And the more you do this, the more sensitive you're going to feel towards energy. So if you don't feel anything right now, that's okay. Give it time, keep practicing, and you'll see that you start to use that energy muscle and you'll start feeling it. And then when you do that, I encourage you to go into different places in the world and see how differently it feels to do grounding wherever you're at. So when I go into like the forest and I do grounding, wow, it's pretty powerful. I can really feel it. It's very centering and calming. So again, if that's the only piece that you do, it's a great piece. But then let's move on to the next thing that I like to do. I like to do a little bit of a pre-wash before I start going through the chakras. So to do that, now imagine you've got your energy field. It can be very close to you, it can be pretty far out, whatever you like. Um, what I then like to imagine is a big globe or a light above my head that's pouring in energy to cleanse out my energy field. And then that water, that energy water or light or whatever works for you, play around again, will go down that grounding cord. So I will sometimes use white, like that really beautiful white, bright, divine sort of white energy. That seems very powerful to me, that come in and just clean out any negative energy. Sometimes I like to think of the negative energy as like smoke in my energy field. For me, visualizing it can kind of help a bit. So that's one way that I'll go. It depends on how I feel. And so I encourage you to play around and see what works for you. Sometimes I'll also go with like a combination of white and yellow to clean out my energy. And I kind of like to think about it as like joy dish soap. Um, I like that, the idea of that I'm bringing joy to clean in my energy. Just like, whew, imagine it just pouring down and just kind of cleaning out your field and going down to the earth. Another one that I like to play with is to work with fire. This might not be for everybody. Some people might have kind of some fears around fire, and if so, don't need to stress yourself out. But some of you might like to play with it. My fire signs out there. Imagine that there are flames in your energy field in that egg that we're working in. And then imagine all the negative energy. It's like little pieces of paper and it's just and it's just burning up any of that negative energy. And then you can imagine all the ashes go down. Another technique for cleaning out my energy field that I find is actually pretty powerful is I like to imagine the negative energy in my field, or the energy that maybe it's not even negative, maybe it's just something that isn't mine, or because maybe I've been empathetic and I've been drawing in other people's emotions, right? If it just doesn't belong to me and it's not helping me, I want to get it out. So I will sometimes imagine it as metallic. And then going back to that idea that the earth, the core of the earth is a big magnet, I'll turn it on. And again, I'll use that sort of that imagery of the tube that like, that sucks, right? That just a pneumatic tube that sucks out things, that the metallic energy gets kind of magnetized and sucked down through that tube to Mother Earth. Ooh, I just felt that right now. That always works really well for me. It doesn't always work for everybody. We all are different people, but we all have different things that align with us. But I really encourage you to give that a try because it's pretty powerful. And then another one, if you want to just have a little bit of fun with it, is to imagine pop rocks. If you ever like the candy pop rocks, just imagine like little bursts of fireworks or energy in your field that explodes any energy that is ready to be released and doesn't belong to you. So there you go. I'm going to bring in, as I've done all of that, I'm going to bring in white light again, just to kind of soothe it, because it kind of feels like everything's been shaken up a little bit for me. So bringing in some white light and bringing it down my tube. If that's where you want to stop for the day, that's great. That's a really wonderful daily practice to simply do the grounding and then cleaning out your field. But what if you want to take it a step further and really focus on amping up your life and making positive transformations in the various different areas of your life? That's when we want to start working with chakras. Now, chakras, right? That's from Hinduism. Their concept has been around for a very long time. I don't have the exact date right now, but they are sort of energy vortexes. And how I like to think about them is that they help digest, they bring in energy. They're like funnels that brings in and nourishes and feeds your physical body and your energetic body. And they look like wheels. And so when they're spinning at the correct pace in the correct direction, you're in balance. Everything's in harmony. You're healthy, both physically and energetically and emotionally. But if they're going the other way, if they're slow, if they're blocked, then you start getting out of balance. And then you start getting maybe overactive in that particular area of your life or sluggish or underactive. So it's really great to work through each one of them and just give them a little bit of a tune up. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go through and tune up the chakras. So the very first one is your root chakra. It's associated with the color red, and it's located at your root. Your root, your root. So that is very much when we're doing the grounding, we're particularly working with the root chakra. It's at the, actually, I mean, I know I'm pointing down here, but it is, think about it at the base of your spine, right? At your tailbone. That's right kind of under here. And it really is associated with the physical world and your physical reality and feeling safe and feeling grounded. People sometimes that had trauma in their childhood, they might not have a very healthy first chakra because they were in a state of fear a lot when they were young, or if they've gone through a traumatic experience. Also, when people are moving or they don't feel like they're settled at home, that's also what you'll find down in the first chakra as I do readings, because I can pick up intuitive information about the chakras as I'm doing the healings. That's usually what will turn up, is that there's just a lot of anxiety or fear or insecurities, particularly around money. For example, I remember there was a time period where I was going to quit my job and go out into this whole new adventure, and I had a lot of financial insecurity. And at the same time, I threw out my back. Because it's located in that same area. So each chakra is going to sort of rule over, be connected to that physical part of the body. So if you tend to have like lower back issues, it could be that you've got first chakra issues that need a little bit of work and help. So that's the first chakra. What do we do to take care of it? Well, there are a few different ways that you can go about this. Again, play around, listen to your intuition, see what feels good to you. There's no necessarily right way, although there are ways that can be more effective. But we're going to keep it fairly simple. And what we're going to do is we're going to imagine a ball of light, so that white light, or actually, depending on the technique that you use to clean your field that you felt really worked for you, you could also try that. But I like to go with the ball of white light. That's what we're going to talk through today. So imagine that bright light right down in this area. And it's just really lighting it up and cleansing it, right? And just allowing anything that is ready to be released to go down to the earth to be digested. If you don't want to do visualization, or perhaps if you want to do it alongside visualization, you can use your hands to help with the healing. So going back to that idea of a light above your head, imagine drawing in the light from the top of your head and coming down and filling up your arms, and then kind of connecting to your palms right here. And then you could put your hands on either side of that. This is the most awkward one because I'm touching my groin area, but we're going to get through it together. So you can just imagine white light filling up your chakra, just pouring down your arm and into your chakra, just to feed it and help it heal. Sometimes I'll also like to do this. I don't know why. This is what just comes to me. And I feel like it's helping me get that chakra running correctly. All right, let's go on to the second chakra. The second chakra is also known as the sacral chakra, and it's associated with the color orange. It's right below your belly button, right in here. This is also one that can get a little wonky. This one is associated with creativity. So think about your reproductive organs. This is right around your reproductive organs. So, right, reproductive organs are the essence of creation, right? We're creating actual human beings. So similar idea that this is where a lot of creativity comes from. This is also where your sexuality is. If you have any issues with your sexuality, it can kind of show up here in your sacral chakra. Emotions are also here. So as we go from the first chakra all the way up to the seventh, you're going to see it goes from very physical to spiritual. So the second chakra is like a step up on that physical ladder from the root chakra, which is really about the physical reality, your physical home, your physical space. Now we're getting more into your emotion, right? Your feelings, your wants, your needs, your creativity, that sort of energy. So again, we're going to go ahead and imagine that bright white light in your sacral chakra, that orange light, just lighting it up and just being really beautiful and bright, and letting anything that can be released just flow down that grounding cord. There you go. Good job. All right. Again, you can imagine light flowing from your hands into your second chakra. That's also good. We like that. There you go. All right. Now we're going to move on to your solar plexus chakra right here. That one is yellow. You're going to get a theme, red, orange, yellow. You're going to guess the direction that the rest of them are going. It is the rainbow. Um, so this chakra right here, solar plexus, this is your power chakra. This is the chakra where your confidence really shows up. I often find that work really lives in this chakra as well. That idea of will and doing. It really has to do with like ego and self-esteem. It's right here. So, you'll find people that are not confident, right? You're trying to cover up this particular area because you're not feeling confident. So, if you're dealing with confidence issues, you might want to focus even a little bit more strongly on this particular chakra. So, again, we will imagine a bright white light filling up our solar plexus chakra. You could also play with colors too if you wanted to fill it with the associated color yellow. I just really like playing with the divine white light, lighting it up and letting anything that's ready to be released go down to the earth. Good, 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 good. Okay, now we're going to go to the heart chakra. This is one I don't usually have to explain. Obviously, this is about the heart. It's about love. It's about your love for yourself and also love for other people. So it's the color green, located right here in the center of the chest, right? If you're a lady, right between your tatas. So we can put our hands right there if you want to use your hand. I'm going to get less dexterous as I'm doing it with my hands. But go ahead and imagine a bright white light imagine a bright white light filling your heart chakra. This is such a beautiful chakra to have open and connected because it helps you to feel love for everybody around you. This one I feel is the one that we can really use a lot of help in. Think about it. We've done 3, there are 7 in total. This is your center. This is the middle chakra. This is a chakra that connects you from the 3 physical, sort of ego chakras and your higher spiritual chakras. So I think this is a great one to really focus on and really light up. Okay, and we're going to let any energy that's ready to be released go down to the grounding cord. Great job. Okay, now let's move on to the 5th chakra, which is located in your throat, the throat chakra. This is about creativity and communication. So You will find people that maybe haven't been able to express themselves or feel stuck communication wise. Maybe they clear their throat a lot. Maybe they have a lot of throat issues like tonsillitis. Maybe this is an area that they get a lot of energy around, that things just aren't working very well. It can often be because you aren't expressing yourself, or it can be overactive, um, and you might be expressing yourself a little too much. That can also be the case. So again, we're going to, I can keep going this way, I guess. You don't have to do it front and back. I just tend to because that's how I do my energy healings. But you can also just do it in your mind and visualize it. You don't have to do it physically. So it's associated with the color blue. So we'll go ahead and imagine it filled with, right here, filled with bright white light. Oh, that feels nice. And just have that energy go down to the ground. And again, if you want to do a little bit of this, you can do that on any of them, right? To help it kind of go a little bit more. Good. Okay. Now we're going to go to your third eye chakra. This is associated with the color indigo. Um, this is about vision and sight, right? Because it's here, but on the energetic level. So this is where you're going to find intuition, but this is also where you're going to see visioning for your future. So if you don't really know what's ahead in your life, it could be that this one is not very active. Or if you are thinking a lot about the future so much and not grounded in present reality here and now, you might find that means it's overactive. But if you're feeling stuck in life, this is a good one to focus on. Or also if you want to develop your intuitive abilities, this is a good one to focus on. So again, it's right here, right between the eyebrows. And you can, again, put your hands there if you like. Oh, that feels good. Put some bright white light in here. Oh, let anything that's no longer serving you go down to the ground. Good. All right, do a little bit of that. All right, our very final chakra is this crown chakra, the seventh chakra. It's associated with the color purple or with violet. It's right on the top of your head, so it actually shines upward. So a lot of these are front and back. This one goes down, this one goes up. This one connects us to our divine reality, whatever that means to you, but it also connects us to our whole consciousness. So all of us, it's how we go from being an individual to being part of the collective. So I like to actually do a little bit of this, right, to get it going well. And then instead of putting my hand here, you can do it that way, but I'll also just put my hands above my head to kind of shine white light down there. Again, if using your hands is too much for you, don't do it. It's fine. But this is just a great way to refill that tank, right? Refill that divine connection tank. That feels nice. I also know if I'm doing a lot of negative thinking or worrying, I'll feel it in my space around here, right? I'll feel like kind of gucky goo, or that smoke feeling in around my head. So if I do feel that particularly, I'll actually just use my hands to clean it. Again, it's all about intention and visualization, but using your physical body can just help it be give it a little bit more strength, a little bit more oomph. You don't have to do it, but like I said, I just find I like to go through and sweep. And in fact, let's go ahead and do that. Let's just go ahead and sweep our body, our energy body right now. Just clean it out. Clean out all that crud, get it out. Good. Good, 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 good. And then now we've gone ahead and cleaned all of our chakras. We're going to go ahead and imagine that big globe above our head again. And go ahead, you can fill it with white light, but also if there's an intention that you have that you want to bring into your life, so maybe it's peace, maybe it's confidence, maybe it's love, maybe it's joy. I'm going to fill mine up with some joy. Okay, you can just intend it. And if you have that associated with a particular color, you can fill that in too. So joy might be associated with the color yellow, for example. So I'm going to fill up mine with yellow. And then just imagine it coming in to your space like a waterfall, and just filling up all of that space that we've cleared out. Because as we've released other people's energy, released negative energy, we have some vacancies, right, to be filled. So you can imagine it coming into your space like water. You can imagine it coming into your space like light. You can imagine it coming into your space like honey dripping into your crown chakra through your body. Again, play around, see what works for you. Finally, we want to put a little bit of protection around us. This is also a good one. If you don't do all of the rest of this and you just do this one thing, also a really great way. Imagine that your energy field has sort of a shell. You can play around with how intense you want the shell to be or not. So I like to actually play around. I'm a big Wizard of Oz fan, so I like to kind of imagine that Glenda bubble around so that I can still see and interact with people, but that I have my own space. This is my space, not yours. Other people don't get to come in here. This is my space. So it just protects me. I imagine it going all the way down, right? Just like that bubble that Glenda was in The Wizard of Oz. If you're feeling particularly attacked or particularly vulnerable, you might get a little bit more intense. You might imagine that as like titanium. Sometimes that happens to me when I'm around people that are particularly negative or going through a lot of emotion that I don't want to bring in. I'll bring in some titanium, or if you're around people that are complaining a lot, I don't want your complaining energy in my field, just like you don't want my complaining energy in your field. So if that starts to happen, I'll just imagine just in the middle of that conversation that I'm surrounded by like this titanium shield. So I'm like, hey, that's your stuff. That's not my stuff. Or you can also finally just imagine it love. Just imagine love being the thing that's creating that boundary between you and the world, that so that whatever comes into your space is for your highest good, and is through the filter of love. All right, so that is the energy clearing. Well, I hope that was interesting. I appreciate you following along with me or just watching me as I'm doing my own energy cleaning. I hope that you feel a little bit more peaceful, a little calmer, a little bit more yourself. I hope you've learned a few things that you can apply in your daily life, whether that's the entire soup to nuts energy clearing or just even how to ground and how to protect your energy. This is my first video on how to do energy healing, energy work for yourself. This is kind of my basic, right? This is my basic soup to nuts, bread and butter sort of practice. However, because I do sense energy, I weave energy in my life in many different ways. So in this channel, I'm going to talk a lot about how energy shows up in your life and how you can really use it to amp up your life and to feel happier, calmer, create the reality you want to recreate, and live a more vibrant life. So if you want to follow along, of course, subscribe. You know how all of that works. I hope you like the video to help get me started. I really appreciate it because we're just beginning this journey. And so every like just gives me a little bit of positive energy. I'm also going to post a link somewhere about my latest video. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to update so that you can see whatever I'm up to now. Check it out. Also, if you have any questions or any videos that you would like me to do, like, hey, put it in the comments below. I'm looking at them, of course, and that'll give me some great ideas. I do have a lot of great ideas on the docket. My initial ones, I'm going to do a lot around home, right? Because I think your home space really has a huge impact on your energy and your emotional space. Again, that first chakra, if you're in a safe space, you're going to be grounded and everything is going to build upon that. So home is very important to me, and I find that it has a huge impact on my energy and my mood. So we're going to be digging into some of the ways that you can use energy in your home. So follow along. Let's see what we get up to. I'm excited. We're starting. We're getting going. This is just the first one. We can only go up from here, right? So stay tuned to see what other ways you can bring magic to your life.